So the first thing we need to do is to take the layout of each piece and transfer it from rolled paper onto the plywood. The designs are from Chesapeake Lightcraft, and they did a really great job of making sure everything was printed really clearly, and it's much easier than having to transfer straight from numbers and dimensions. The only issue is that it is printed on pretty thin paper. So there's a few ways to accurately transfer from paper to plywood. I think the easiest way, and the way that I've done it, is to take a awl or scribe or some sort of pointy tool and poke holes along the line through the paper into the plywood, making a little puncture hole in the plywood. You do that enough and take away the sheet, and then you've got a bunch of little dots, just as simple as connecting the dots. Along the long, straighter portions, you can use a ruler and have really widely spaced dots, and I find that it's better on the sharp curves and angles to have a lot of dots spaced very close together to make sure everything translates accurately. So I'll have to repeat this process throughout all the pieces. Once I've transferred those all onto the plywood, you just remove the paper and connect all the dots, and you should be able to fit everything onto the wood that I have. As you could have guessed, once all of the outlines are marked onto the sheets of plywood, the next step is to cut them out. Now I'm working a bit out of order here, but I can work on starting the bottom floor. But what needs to be done for that is it's cut out of two separate sheets and scarfed together. One sheet of plywood just wouldn't be long enough, and so we basically have to glue two sheets of plywood together. So you see here that I have marked a line, and that I'm going to shave down with a hand plane to get a perfect angle on both pieces so they'll mate together correctly. So to end the day, you'll see that I've planed down both sheets of plywood to a good angle. I've made sure that they're perfectly straight to match up correctly. You don't want there to be any lumps or sags in the wood. So up next, we'll just have to spread some epoxy on either side and press them together, and should make one long continuous piece of wood for the bottom. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully we'll have the rest of the plywood in by next week sometime, and then we can really get cooking on the boat.